Hi, welcome to this episode of The Daily. My name is Brendan Malone. About a week ago, I read an article from the Washington Post which paints a very frightening picture around some new statistics and some new analysis that's being done on the euthanasia cases that are now taking place in the Netherlands. Why this is important is because the Netherlands has the longest track record with a legal framework allowing euthanasia and assisted suicide. They are well ahead of any of the other minority of jurisdictions that allow legalised euthanasia. So they're a good petri dish, if you like, to actually look at and see where this particular legislation leads you as a country and what the actual outcomes are. So let me read to you from this article. Thus did a man in his 30s, so a 30-year-old man, whose only diagnosis was autism, become one of the 110 people to be euthanized for mental disorders in the Netherlands between 2011 and 2014. That's the rough equivalent of 2,000 people in the United States. So let me read that again. A man in his 30s, whose only diagnosis was autism, was one of the 110 people over a period of approximately 3 years who were euthanized for having mental disorders or for some form of mental disorder. Now, the rest of the article is even more alarming when you read about the analysis that's been done of these cases and what they actually signify. One of them, for example, involved a 70-year-old woman who said her life was now meaningless, so she sought out euthanasia because the reason her life had become meaningless was because the year before, her husband had ended his own life by euthanasia, and so she simply followed him a year later. She's physically fit and able 70-year-old woman. Just didn't believe life was worth living anymore. There was another situation, the article actually analysis showed that there are patients being euthanized in the Netherlands despite the fact that they are in a state of hearing voices or they are in a delusional mental state. In other words, mental health patients who are in the full throes of mental illness, they're hearing voices, they are delusional, are being given the go-ahead to have euthanasia. Now, if you want to talk about free, informed and proper, and good consent taking place in the world of medicine, that is the exact opposite. A patient who is hearing voices, a patient who is delusional, cannot give you proper, free, full, informed consent. They just can't. Yet it's taking place in the Netherlands. This article is well worth the read. I'll post a link in the bottom of this video because it serves as a stark warning about why we should not go down this path, why no country should head down the path of legalising euthanasia, because the reality is this is where it ultimately ends up. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on The Daily.